Hi, my name is Wan. I'm a coach based in Singapore. Welcome to the series We Are Possibilities. In this series, I share my experiences with change in some ways to move away from default thinking to exploring new possibilities. In part 1, I share a tip to kickstart a change. If you have not watched it, please pause this video. I will share the link to part 1 in the description of this video. In part 2, I will share a question that is a critical success factor for any change. Alright, let's get started. Before I share the questions, I would like to review a general change journey. It starts with our awareness, what we observe, what meaning we make from what we have observed, any expectations, any possible gap in between what we are expecting and what we observe. And from this gap, we will evaluate the change based on the question. And the question, if the answer for the question is yes, then likely we will make effort for the change. And if the answer is no, then there's a breakdown because there's a gap between what we observe and our expectation, and there's no decision to make the shift. And you may wonder, what is the question that we have consciously or unconsciously? The question is the shift consistent with my image? What I meant is, using our own logical mind, the shift may be reasonable, rational, and our mind may have different response. And part of the reason is we all have our own image, whether is it clearly aware or is in subconscious mind. And using my example in this video, the first example, the shift from being 100% omnivore to mostly plant-based, if I reframe this shift, is a test of my ability to control myself. If it is a question about whether I am the master of myself. As someone who was 100% logical, this shift is 100% consistent with the image being in control. And the same image creates a problem for the second shift, that is shifting away from 100% logic to a more balanced approach, using feeling to taking in information and intuition for making decisions. And since the image is about 100% logical, that means the shift is very difficult. I could learn new skills to assess my emotions and develop intuition skills, and very often I will fall back to the old habit, assessing situation using facts, figures, and logics. And you may ask, what is a way forward? And from my experience, professional and personal experience, we need to update our image when there is a breakdown. For my experience, I work with my coach to update my image. I used to have an image of a master who is 100% logical, and through a series of coaching conversations for the vision that I have for myself in the future, I have decided to update the image to be a gardener who are who is planting seeds for the new possibility, and therefore that allowed me to shift away from 100% logical to a more balanced approach. And as a conclusion, all the shift that we want to have require it to be consistent with the image that we have for ourselves, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Thank you for your attention. In the third video, I will talk about a hack that could help us to make the shift more permanent. Thank you for your attention.